In the modern world, great technologies resolve our conflicts. Technologies like ground-to-spear technology, fusion power, hydrogen cars, weather control devices.
Today, on today's technology, we're going to look at fusion power. We're going to look at who, what, when, where, and why of the technology. We even have an exclusive interview with one of the pioneers of the days, Dr. Emilius Thrax. But all of us, we use the technology every day to power our everything from cars to computers. But how did the technology come into being? It all began here in CERN, Switzerland. It was the early 20th century, and CERN was the leading researchers in the fields of quantum and nuclear physics. But research unfortunately met a dead end and was scrapped. But years later, when the world's oil supply was so dangerously low that nations was ready to go to war for it, a brilliant scientist named Dr. Emilius Thrax resurrected the research. After a decade of him going through the old CERN notes and files, he finally made a breakthrough, and it resulted in the first ever working cold fusion reactor. And it was all done here.
This is our fusion power reactor. As you can see, it's a round circle, and inside the circle we have plasma that's made of hydrogen that is heated over to over 1,000 degrees. The plasma is kept in place by a magnetic field, so it's not going to hit the side of the reactor and simply melt it down. When the plasma is heated up enough, the atoms will hit each other and fuse together, making new matter and releasing tons of energy.
But the technology was not exactly harmless. Actually, I am standing precisely where the first ever reactor was placed. Dr. Leonard Kirkson knows this firsthand.
I was working on the test planet, and I was there the day where there was an important test, so I wasn't for work that day. And so I woke up suddenly, and because I heard a very loud and very deep rumble, and I grabbed my clothes and took out to the place where the planet was, and so I was just melted bricks and scorched earth left.
The accident cost the 500 workers at the plant their lives. It cost billions of dollars worth of damages, and it even made the forest and lakes around the area burn and boil. It was the first, and to date only, critical fusion power accident.
After the explosion, many public health organizations and environmental organizations, even PETA, demanded that all the fusion facilities was to shut down immediately. But they didn't realize that the process of shutting down the facility takes time, and it would be even longer to build replacements for the fusion power facilities. So therefore, UN Energy Board discarded the demands.
The technology is not perfect. It is still young, but even today, advances are made daily. This was the technology that ended the oil wars and brought relative peace and prosperity to the Western world. This was today's technology. I'm your host, David Webb.
This was a triumph. I'm making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. We do what we must because we can.